Oh, when I drink it, I feel less bad.
My javelin is in my car, I think.
It's okay.
I don't
I have my
remember where
javelin.
I put it. Yeah, I know, because you always make it go.
There was only one time.
Oh, I have chocolate.
Why is Dockle telling people I have the ability to change who's on the fucking directory?
I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like she's lying.
I think maybe he said, I don't know, check with Winnie. They're on your schedule.
Sonny, could you check if prosecution and defense are ready?
Yeah, I got to look.
Sonny,
Hello,
you look
attorney.
beautiful.
Are you being ready? Oh my god, thank you.
How's it go? Are you bailiffing this?
Yeah. Can you tell
Oh.
by my outfit? Oh my god.
No, but you look great like always. I can't tell Sonny what you're doing because you always have different outfits every time I see you. The only one
Aw.
I've seen is the matching Willow, Winnie, and you outfit that has been on repeat.
Sure, that's a good bright
This
star.
man need to change. He wearing the same vest as me and the shirt.
Jack.
Honey, that's
Are you being ready?
Yes.
What did I do?
Yeah, we need one
On the
more.
same
We'll
shirt
be
as
ready
him.
in a sec.
Oh,
One more.
Good to see you, bro. Good to see you.
Do you know about how long?
Like a minute.
bro.
1 minute? Okay, perfect. We will come out in 1 minute.
I like making it fun. It's making it
There is
fun.
somebody in the gallery wearing my vest and top.
Oh.
Do you need to
Do you
switch?
do you need to change it?
No, he need to leave and change it.
Oh. Well, unfortunately, I can't really do much with that.
Yes, you can. It is your card. Make
I'm
him
going to
leave
be
and
like,
change.
hey, I'm not going to go like, yeah, leave my courtroom and change your clothes because Sunny does not like your top.
You're impersonating a bailiff.
Exactly. You could if you wanted to.
Oh no.
This is just
Okay,
short
it's okay.
stream.
We're
I'm
already-
only here for the
We're
card.
already 3 minutes late. Are we ready?
This said 1 minute.
Oh, okay.
The fuck?
I don't know. They said they need 1 minute.
They got fucking 3 people and they can't coordinate? What the fuck?
There's only 2 of them there.
Okay, then this should be fine then. The third one can show up later.
Well, listen, I tell them, okay, 1 minute. To be fair, there was about a minute to go.
We'll give them to 5. We'll go check. We'll double check on them at 5:05.
No, we go
Do you
out
want
at
to be
5.
introduced,
No.
Lady Becker?
Okay.
No.
Sorry, say that again. Do you say Sunny?
No, I asked you, Lady Becker, does she want to be introduced?
No, just me. Just me.
Just me. Can I introduce myself to be the bailiff? Haha. I'm just kidding. I will not.
I will introduce you as my bailiff. Don't worry.
Hi, Kyra.
What the heck?
I don't
do you know how
know.
to do you know how to pronounce my name, Sunny?
Yeah, the Honorable Magistrate, I'm the Darish.
God, you said that very very well actually.
Yeah, thank you. Don't ask me to spell it.
Fine, it's very simple. It's 5 letters. No ham.
Alright, we will go out when you are prepared.
The one,
Don't
give me the
forget to
30
tell
seconds.
people they can sit it down. I do
Oh,
that
yeah,
for
that's it.
funsies sometimes, but
Of course. Alright, yalla, let's go. Just announce me. Yalla, let's go.
all rise, the Honorable Magistrate Hamza Darwish, now entering and preside.
Hello, everyone. You may be seated. All right, before we get started, good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you're from. The court down session, I am Magistrate Hamza Darwish presiding. Before we get underway, I would like to go over a few ground rules in my courtroom. First, all people involved in the proceeding shall remain polite and courteous for the duration, both amongst each other and with the members of the public of this court. Members of the gallery are to keep noise to a minimum and are also expected to be courteous and respectful. There will be zero tolerance policy for anyone seen to be perceived to be attempting to interfere with these proceedings or attempting to cause disruption. Anyone found in violation of these rules of my court may find themselves charged without trial of contempt of court and possibly even obstruction of justice. Now that we are clear of the ground rules, I wish to make it clear with myself. This is my bailiff, Sunny Day Hillard. They shall be handling the swearing in and everything else. The police officer in the back will, also be there for everyone's protection. So now today we're going to be hearing
Oh,
the case
he's a
of the docket
puppy.
2026 CM-025
Ah.
State of San Andreas versus Freddie Robertson. Right, now we get started. Who do we have for the state?
Oh no, this is not good. They don't know who is
The
present
I
for
don't
the
hear
state.
you speaking.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yes. I cannot hear you anymore. You may stand
No.
closer to the podium or something to hear each other better, maybe.
Jana Ellison, senior prosecutor for the state. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I heard that now. Okay.
Diana Frost for the state, Your Honor.
Fantastic. Who do we have for the defense?
Reese Schultz, with Red Lido acting in PDO capacity.
Fantastic. Defendant?
Freddie Robinson, Your Honor.
Freddie Robertson. Fantastic. Right. Would the state please list the charges that the defendant is facing?
Yeah, one moment, Your Honor.
Excessive speeding first class, felony, evade
All right.
arrest,
The charges are going to
further
be
identified.
one count of excessive speeding, first class, one count of evading arrest, felony, and one count of failure to identify.
Fantastic. All right, Mr. Robertson, you can either plead to those charges again, or you can plead through your lawyer. How do you want to plead to all charges together or separately?
All together, please, and not guilty for all.
Not guilty for all. Okay, fantastic. Right, now that we got all that sorted, is there any pre-trial motions before we get started?
The state doesn't have anything.
None from their defense, Your Honor.
Fantastic.
Anybody
Good.
in
I
the
like to hear this, I
gallery?
like to
You
hear
have
this.
the
Fantastic.
pre-trial motion?
All right,
Haha.
State, you may begin your opening statement.
The state's happy to waive opening statements since it's an expedited trial.
Fantastic. All right, defense. You want to waive it too, or do you want to do opening statement?
I'll do one. Why not? I wrote
Okay,
one.
fantastic.
All right. Okay. May I approach?
Sure.
Cool.
Not towards me, but the podium, of course.
I mean, it's towards you, Your Honor. Did you good? But I'm good, Your Honor.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Cool.
All right, so may it please this court, this case is not about whether a car can go 120 miles per hour, because apparently it can, or not even that whether a car drove away. It's whether the state can prove beyond reasonable doubt that Freddie Robinson was the person behind the wheel at the exact moment. You'll hear that the driver was wearing clothing. The windows were tinted, that the pursuit officer could not see the driver's facial features, and that the vehicle was eventually lost from sight altogether. You also hear the officer ask the driver to, and I quote, shut the vehicle down, which respectfully is not a shared automotive procedure most of us are familiar with. Not full facial identification, no continuous visual contact, no forensic evidence, no photographic comparison, just the assumption because someone's name on a registration, they must have been driving at that second. But registration proves ownership, not operation. The law requires proof beyond a reasonable doubt, not assumption. At the end of the trial, you'll see what the state has is speed and speculation, but not certainty. Thank you.
Oh my god, it's almost time for my performance.
Fantastic. Right, state, you may submit your first evidence or call your first witness.
The state would like to call Officer Abby Sharp to the scene.
Oh my god.
Abby Sharp, come on down.
This is really a lot of work. Hello there.
Hello.
Please make it sure you are speaking loudly. Are you wanting the oath or the affirmation today?
Just the affirmation.
Perfect. Raise the right hand. You just raise your hand. Wonderful. Are you solemnly affirmed to be telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under the pains and penalties of the perjury today?
I do.
Your Honor, this swear in.
Fantastic. Alright, state, whenever you're ready, you may approach.
Hello, Officer Sharp.
Hello.
Can you give your name, rank, and department for the record, please?
Yeah, I'm Senior Officer Abby Sharp of the San Andreas State Police.
How long have you been an officer in San Andreas?
I have been an officer for 2.5 years.
Were you on duty on the 17th of February?
Yes.
Were you out on patrol on that day?
Yes.
Did you run any speed traps or get any speed lock hits?
I got a speed lock hit on southbound Davis near the Maze Bank Arena.
What was the license plate of the car you pulled over?
Nomad.
What was the model of the car you pulled over?
It's RH7, LG RH7.
And what was the speed of the vehicle you pulled over?
123 miles an hour.
Your Honor, the state would at this point like to submit Exhibit B1 to the courts.
B1, alright. Defense, you have any objections to that?
Remember this time?
Alright, so
What do
admitted.
you mean at this time? Either you have it now or you don't have it all.
Just to confirm, do you have the docket available to you?
Me? No, I can bring it up if that's okay.
That would be great.
Well, I mean, with all due respect, Miss Frost, that is up to the court.
Just get up on my phone. Hang on a sec.
Gonna be on line 28.
Which one? 928. Okay, I've got that up.
All right. Exhibit B1, the one I just submitted, that is the license plate lock you took. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Did you check who the vehicle belonged to?
Yes, I did. I checked the vehicle lock when I performed the traffic stop, and it came back to an LG RH7 Nomad, registered to Freddie Robinson.
Your Honor, the state would at this point like to submit Exhibit B2 to the court.
Defense, you have any objections?
Not at this time.
And so admitted.
Did you pull the vehicle over after your speed lock activated?
Oh, yes, I did. I pulled the vehicle over, southbound Davis. I checked the plate and it came back to Freddie Robinson. I approached the suspect, asked for their details. They gave me their ID, their driving license. But when I was approaching, they go, "Is that Abby?" Sorry, was I saying something wrong?
Defense, everything okay?
The objection on lack of foundation. We're going really over the scope of what the question was asked by the state.
State, do you have anything to say?
It's the improper objection there.
Sorry, am I in the correct assumption this is an objection on the basis of foundation?
Yes, objection was lack of foundation.
Your Honor, Officer Shaw was right there. Like, she's recounting what she witnessed. That is the definition of foundation.
Yeah, that is the incorrect objection, Miss Schultz. You could object to
Do you have
narrative.
anything else for that?
Nope.
Did you
All
want
right, you may
to
continue.
Okay.
No, he
so
didn't
yeah,
assert
I did
whether
a
or
traffic
not
stop
sustained.
on southbound Davis. When I pulled them over, I heard a voice that I knew was Freddie Robinson at the time, saying, "Is that Abby?" I go, "Yes, it is." And then I told them to turn off the engine. That is policy, that is procedure, what we do on a traffic stop. Just for safety of the public, the suspect, and myself, the officer. And then they said, "Oh, I can't turn it off because if I do turn it off, then it won't get started again." So I just continue with the traffic stop. I asked for their ID, and they gave it to me, and it came back to Freddie Robinson. I tried to have a look, but I couldn't actually see through the window to actually check if it was Freddie. But I told them that I was gonna run the details that they gave me, and then when I came back to the window and I said, "Hello, Freddie," and he goes, "Hi, Abby." And I said, "Do you know the reason why I pulled you over?" And he goes, "No." And I told him that I caught him going 123, which is felony speeds because it's around the areas of 45. And I asked him to get out the vehicle, and he said, "Just get in your car, Abby. Just get in your car." So he refused to get out of the car, told me to get back in mine, and then 30 seconds later, he took off in the vehicle, evaded. About 5 minutes later, we did lose the vehicle, but we had his ID, the lock plate, and the speed, so decided to put a warrant out for his arrest.
I understand.
Defense going to argue that maybe Mr. Robinson
Your Honor, the
he
state
left
would
his
like to
ID in his
submit
car.
Exhibit A1 at this point.
Your Honor, can I object for Brady in introducing the new facts that weren't in the original statement of facts?
Brady
Sorry,
is
you
not
said you
an
want to
objection.
introduce, Brady?
Yeah, she said 5 minutes. On the original indictment, it said 10 minutes.
5 minutes, 10 minutes.
I'm
Just a
going
figure
to
of speech.
Abby, I'm going to overrule that. I'm going to overrule that.
It's not an objection.
Sorry, Your Honor.
You're good. You're good.
And that
alright,
is
Mr.
not
Defense, do you have
Brady.
any objections to A1?
What'd you say, Your Honor? Sorry.
Do you have any objections to Exhibit A1 that was submitted by the state?
Stand by.
Mm-mm.
Very fantastic. You may continue. So it's admitted A1. State.
Yeah, Your Honor, I'm going through my questions.
And you got to make sure you heard me. That's it.
Are you familiar with the defendant?
I am familiar, yes. Yeah,
Are
I've come across
you-
each other a few times.
Wonderful. Are you aware of any reports of the defendant reporting their car stolen?
Negative.
Are you aware of any reports of the defendant reporting their identification stolen?
Negative.
Given your extensive experience as a law enforcement officer and the evidence you gathered, would you say you positively and beyond a reasonable doubt identified the defendant as the driver of the vehicle?
Affirm. I do.
She said
That's
the
all
F-one.
for now, Your Honor.
Right. Any further questions from the state? So state, do you have any other further questions?
No, I said no questions for now, Your Honor.
Okay,
No
fantastic.
further questions.
We may have ones after cross.
Okay, fantastic.
Absolutely. We might redirect, but for now we are done with direct.
All right, defense, you're a witness.
I did not mean to jump over the chair.
Oh my God, puppy.
I
Aww.
good whenever, Your Honor.
Yes, you may approach. You may continue.
All right. Sorry, I might be a little bit rusty. I haven't touched a courtroom in about 3 months. All right. So, Officer Sharp, you initiated the traffic stop on a LG RH7 with a plate, and I quote, NOMAD, correct?
Correct.
What color was the car?
It was like a grey beige color. I'm not entirely sure exactly what it is.
Your Honor, can I submit evidence that we put out, A1 and A2?
All right, state, do you have any objections to those?
Yeah, we would object on the
Foundation?
basis of foundation this time because no foundation has been established on how
It's-
this picture is relevant to this proceeding.
It's
And
the
no
car.
witness for the state, for the defense has argued to lay foundation for that evidence.
Right, defense, do you have anything?
Your Honor, she just mentioned a white car, plate NOMAD. The evidence is
No, she did not.
a beigeish gray color plate car, plate NOMAD. It's the car that she is supposedly referencing is the foundation. It's if you look at the plate and the yeah.
One moment here. Let me double check this real quick.
A 0 and an O are two very similar looking things, but he is the registered owner of both of them. And that is dirty.
All right, I will allow the evidence to go through.
She hasn't laid
All right.
foundation for
Ms.
the
Sharp, are you
actual
able
evidence.
to pull up that evidence that was just listed is going to be on docket line Simba.
I disagree with that.
Docket line 27, A1 and A2.
Yeah, I brought it up.
All right. Can you tell me what color that car is?
It's possible also to paint the car. But I think what happened
It
was
looks white. But I did
Alright.
confirm that I wasn't sure exactly what color it was.
All right. And was that the car that you were chasing at the time?
uh-oh. You better say
It
no.
looks similar to it.
Okay.
let's-
Similar to, or was that the car that you were chasing at the time? That's the car that you stated you were chasing. Is that the car?
Badgering?
I believe
Badger.
it is.
You firmly believe it is. Okay. I'm going to reference you back to the state's exhibit of the plate lock of the vehicle plate. We're going to go back to where Diana so proudly introduced you. Can you read out that plate with the plate reader and tell me if that is a 0 or an O on the plate reader?
The plate reader said Nomad.
All right. Go back. We'll circle back. So, in your report, yeah, you wrote the suspect produced an ID belonging to Freddie Robinson, correct?
Affirm.
That ID was handed to you voluntarily.
Correct.
So, the driver did not refuse whoever was driving at the time to provide you with that ID at the current time.
Correct.
You ran the ID through the MDT.
Correct.
So, at the time of the stop, you had an identification and a registration matching the same name.
Correct.
Despite that, a failure to identify charge was later added.
I didn't. put that on there.
Objection. The officer was not part of
Okay,
the
that's fine.
adding that chart.
Out of scope.
Sorry, defense, did you say something there?
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so there was no judge sign warrant issued prior to the later arrest of.
Your Honor, objection beyond the scope. I didn't ask anything about any warrant.
It's
I would sustain that. There's no, there's out of scope.
okay, cool. So you originally stated when you approached the vehicle, you were not able to make out any identifying markings of the driver of the vehicle, correct?
Correct.
So you could not see an individual's mouth, jawline, eyes, anything of that scope.
House announcer.
Negative.
Are you aware that the LG model of vehicles is commonly owned and has visually similar across trims?
Scope.
Your Honor, I also didn't ask anything about the LG models. So again, beyond the scope.
Sustain.
Let's see where this goes, and we'll go from there.
Oh,
You can.
I will
Continue.
just sustain.
So reiterate, are you aware of the LG model is commonly owned and visually similar across trims?
I couldn't tell you.
No. Negative.
I have no knowledge of
if the
how
model
many
is
vehicles.
misidentified, would it impact the valuation and report accuracy?
From my report, it was accurate
Scope.
because I checked the plate, like I told the prosecution, and it came back to an RH7 registered to Robinson, and that was in front of my vehicle. So that was the car on the scene. So the information was correct.
Can we have a sidebar real quick? lawyer.
Sure.
I know what they are saying. Either way, he is the owner of the vehicle. The O and the 0 are... Shall we go to the seat bar? I want to go to the seat bar. I'm coming.
Can I come?
Referencing a totally wrong with license plate if you look at the
Your Honor,
reader.
can I approach?
No. If they're look at the license plate. I'm not a cop, but
I
it's-
believe if
it-
she's
like-
going for what I believe she's going for, then
am I good on what I'm like? I'm not trying to waste time, but like
I mean, you could always have your witness testify to whatever you're trying to
and
get.
also, am I able
Well,
to
the thing is,
call
when you do the
Angel
/F
since he's here,
plate,
since he was
it only
originally
gives
listed,
you
since he's here anyways, but none of us
the
subpoenaed him,
registered
but he's
owner. It
here.
doesn't give you the make and model. So what you
And
did was then
Angel was not
type it
listed as a
into the
witness for either
entity
He
side.
was
for
on
the vehicle
arresting,
registered owner.
on the original indictment. He's
He was
listed.
not listed by prosecution as a witness, nor the defense as a witness.
Is the problem. But it really doesn't matter because he owns both vehicles. She is not
'Cause, yeah,
familiar. I know
it's
how I
an-
would
it's
get
a-
out of it. She is not familiar with make and models of cars. She is familiar with the license plate. Either way, he owns a license plate for an LG RH5 or 7. It doesn't matter. He is the registered owner. The vehicle doesn't matter.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm just making sure. Okay, sorry guys.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, I am as well. Well, she's gonna argue the.
I can clear your
mean, she just-
confusion. They didn't look up the other registered vehicles to him. I would have did that, and I did do that immediately after I saw where she specified in the docket
if you're
when
speaking,
presenting
defense,
those
I do not hear
evidence.
No, I
submitting
wasn't
to the court.
speaking. I was collecting my thoughts.
Are you good?
No,
all
puppy.
right.
No
Miss
biting.
Sharp, we're gonna go back to this plate reader. We're gonna circle back. Can you tell me how a 0 and an O would be distinguished on a plate reader?
Your Honor, again, I didn't ask anything about plate readers. The defense is happy to call them as a direct witness for their side. But again, this is beyond the scope of my question.
1 moment here. Yeah, I'm going to sustain that. I don't see any questions relating to that.
They- Your Honor, they put the plate directly with the plate reader. It's not as evidence that they submitted with the plate N0 MAD, not MO MAD.
I'm going to sustain the objection. Like you're more than happy to call them as direct witness if you like, but I'm going to sustain this right now.
Do you want to continue arguing with the judge? You don't like? Do you like peanut butter, puppy?
Yeah, well, Your Honor, I don't have anything further at this time.
Okay.
Did you call them for a direct witness?
State, do you have any questions?
You don't have to eat it if you don't like it. I don't know if you like it. Brrr.
1 moment, Your Honor.
Okay.
Well, here's what she is trying to do. There are two vehicles, in 0 MAD and in O MAD. And they are both LGs. One is an RH7, one is an RH5. Wide body. envisioned that the one that was at the stop was the RH5 wide body, but she misput the make and model and license plate as part of her report. So what the defense is trying to say is that her report is inaccurate. She doesn't even know the kind of vehicle. Well, I think it is unreasonable, personally, to expect every policia to
Hello
know
again.
every make and model of
hey.
every vehicle.
To circle back
She went
a bit
based off of the information
to
that she
when
believed she
you
had,
were
and
next
I
to
will
the
tell you that
vehicle.
alls and zeros are
Did you
very
try to get
difficult
any like
to distinguish.
extra way for identification, like telling them to get out of the car, trying to have them remove their masks, something like?
I did. I requested when I came back to the car. I asked him to get out the vehicle and come to the side because he would be under arrest for felony speeds. And then he turned around to me and said, "Still in the vehicle. Just get in your car, Abby. Just get in your car." And then when I
That is why
repeated
it is
the
important.
order again, he said, "Just get in your car." And then, like I said, he sped off.
I don't know. I don't think so. It maybe it
And,
might,
and continue to evade.
All right.
but
Can you open?
no, I don't think it does. I think it gives CSN.
State Exhibit B1 and Defense Exhibit A2 for me, please.
If I'm being honest.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I have any pictures of. It would be impossible.
Have a look
to
at both of them. Would you say the color of the plate is the
And they're asserting that he was driving the RH5 and not the RH7. It is very plausible that it was the RH5 at the traffic stop and not the RH7.
So can you repeat the color of the plate?
Would you say the color
both
of the plate, the
belong to
background
him.
color of the plate is the same?
Plate, yes.
Would you say the color of the license plate letters is the same?
Yes.
In the top right corner of the plate, what color is the square?
What color is the what?
The little square in the state exhibit.
Black. It's got black with yellow lettering.
No, meaning like at the top right corner of the plate, there's like a little colored square. What color is it?
Red.
And on the defense exhibit, what color is it?
Oh. They're playing dirty.
I can see it's. I believe it's the same.
Right. Given these identification markers, would you say these are the same license plate?
Yes. I would.
They are arguing alls and zeros.
Nothing further for now for the state, Your Honor.
Defense, do you have anything?
For what? Sorry.
Follow-up questions.
Yes. I think.
It's not perjury either.
I just have one question for follow-up on the states part before we break for the other part.
It is cross. It is all follow-up.
standard plates share the same color scheme, correct?
I believe so.
Have you seen plates with the same color scheme before? The same markings?
I believe so, but they can change different colors of the plates as well. But those two markers at the top usually remain the same, as far as I'm aware.
All right. And just to confirm before the courts, you never positively ID'd the individual on scene, correct?
Negative, but because we know each other, when I said hi Freddie, he goes hello Abby, so we know each other, so it's kind of like an ID through that. But like I said before, I tried to get him out the vehicle and he refused and he evaded, so I did try, but the only other thing I got was the ID that Freddie gave me.
But you just said that you didn't ID them, so you're saying it's Freddie.
Not look through the. I couldn't get a ID through the vehicle, but I positive ID'd him via the ID.
Okay, so the ID that the driver of the vehicle at the time of the incident gave you. All right, nothing further.
Yes.
All right, state.
One moment.
I don't know that I would go back and forth again. No redirect.
Hello again.
Hello.
Just to, clarify for the courts and to route back to like my last question in the first direct,
Yes.
you do believe you, beyond a reasonable doubt, identified the defendant, correct?
Yes.
Is facial recognition the only way to positively identify a suspect?
No, you can go through their ID, and you can't voice ID them, obviously. There's no basis. Then you can go through their number plate. You can go through the vehicle that they're driving, through the RO. Can't use them like singly, obviously, but altogether, it's enough to get a positive ID on them. All those all together.
Wonderful. That's all for the state, Your Honor.
Defense, you have anything after that?
Stand by one, please.
Hmm.
Yeah, just one more thing, Your Honor, if we have time.
Sure.
Ms. Sharp, just to confirm, you identified the driver through an ID and R of a car, not identifying based on physical features of the driver. Correct?
Correct.
Objection. I would say this question has been asked and answered several times throughout the course of this.
I'm going to sustain that. That has been asked and answered.
Okay. No further.
Right, State, do you have anything for the witness?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Defense? Defense?
Uh,
1 minute, Your Honor.
Okay.
They already done with this witness. Why is this witness still here? They have done. They've done cross and redirect and recross and an extra time. Let this lady go. Well, you
Nothing
can't
further.
just voice ID. You can use somebody's voice. But that combined with getting the identification
State,
and with the
is
registered
the
owner of the
witness,
vehicle, I would say
gone?
is stronger than
Your Honor?
Yes.
not.
Sorry to interrupt. Am I allowed to cross-examine the witness?
One moment here.
The state has no objections to that if they want to do that.
He's going to go out of scope.
All right, Freddy, you may, under the supervision of your counsel, and just so you know, anything you say may be held against you. Okay?
No problem at all. I understand my rights. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
I'd always like to state for the record, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm probably going to ask questions. If the questions have already been answered, please let me know. So you said previously just there that you identified myself as the driver based on the identification and the registered owner for the vehicle, but no physical features. Not a problem. I understand that completely. You can confirm that the color of the vehicle was in fact a grey or a beige color, correct?
Your
But I
Honor, this was
also
asked
said
and
that
answered already.
Yeah.
I
we
just want to
already-
catch myself up. Like I'm here, but I'm not a lawyer, so I'd like to just kind of so that I know my questions when I'm asking just now.
You just get to the summary, basically. So I'm going to continue.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. So confirm that you said the vehicle color was grey or beige.
But I also said that I couldn't gauge what color it was exactly.
Of course, not a problem. And in Defence Exhibit A.2, the rear of the vehicle with a license plate of the LJ RH7, license plate Nomad being November Oscar Mike Alpha Delta, is an LJ RH7, as is white. Correct?
Correct.
Okay, and the license plate on the plate lock for exhibit, I think it's B from the state, B.1, I believe, is indeed a black and yellow license plate with the license plate November Oscar Mike Alpha Delta, correct?
Correct. But I also want to add that I did check the plate that was in front of my car, and it came back to that car.
Absolutely. So you're without a doubt stating that the vehicle that is on your front license plate is November Oscar Mike Alpha Delta, an LJ RH7. The vehicle could
Yes.
absolutely not be an LJ RH5 wide body with a very similar license plate, November 0 Mike Alpha Delta.
No, it was an RH7.
100%.
100%.
Okay, and then of course you identified myself as a driver, but only through the ID and myself, or the ID and the car.
Yes, because when I asked you to get out the vehicle, you refused and evaded arrest.
Okay, allegedly, of course.
Allegedly, obviously.
Yeah, of course, of course. All right. The way I'm looking at it personally, the license plate on the plate logs
Testifying.
from Exhibit B1 as November 0, like Alpha Delta, as the 0 and the O for Oscar look similar, but of course are in fact different.
Your Honor, can I ask a question to the defense?
No.
One moment here.
The state has no objection.
Okay, if Abby, if it's a clarifying question about what they asked, sure.
Just one question. If you weren't at the scene, how would you know what car it was? It was a wide-bodied or an RX-7?
No, I'm not. No, do not. No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, just thought I'd try.
Nice. Good try. Okay, I don't think I've got any further questions, Your Honor. I just wanted to clarify that for myself, that it was in fact that vehicle that was being driven on scene. The white RH7, but apparently grey.
The state would like to ask some redirect questions on this one.
I'm sure once defense is done.
How many
done. Thank you, Your
direct and redirect is
Fantastic.
there going to
Alright,
be?
State.
Okay, one moment. All right. Abby, I
Yes.
just have a couple redirect questions since we've been asked so many questions about the paint job and stuff like that. In your experience as a human being, is it possible to repaint a car?
Yes.
How many hours between? Would you say was there? How much time was there between losing the suspect and then arresting them? Per your bolo.
Roughly a couple of hours.
Do you believe, in your experience, would that be enough time to repaint a car?
Absolutely.
And are license plates able to be customized?
I believe so.
And you, in your experience, would you believe that was a sufficient amount of time to recustomize the license plate?
I believe so.
Alright. Thank you. If my co-counsel has no other questions, I'm good. Alright, the state is good.
Alright, defense.
I've got a question, Your Honor, if that's okay.
Again, as
Wait,
long as
okay.
under the supervision of your co-counsel and your reminder
Okay.
that anything you say, babe, can be used against you.
Okay.
Your Honor, if he says something wrong, that's on him, and he's gonna accept the consequences to his actions.
I love
Okay.
the defense attorney.
So you answered the question there.
I was waiting for those questions to be asked.
Stating that you have the ability to change the color of a vehicle. So of course you can change the color of the RH7 from pink to blue or red to white or whatever. Are you aware of the ability to have the body of the vehicle changed at all, i.e., any kind of extended kits or anything on any of the particular vehicles?
Yeah, but it wasn't an RH7 wide body, so that's negative on that score.
So, what did you say there? Sorry, I didn't get you there.
I said it wasn't a wide body, it was an RH7.
The vehicle was
So-
not a wide body.
No.
Okay, no problem. That's all, Your Honor.
She is very confident in that.
Okay.
I don't know, I wasn't there.
State, you got anything?
No, nothing else for this witness.
Defense.
Nothing further.
Alright, is Miss Abby Sharp good to be released from subpoena, or is anyone the state will need to recall her, or defense will need to recall her?
Look how
The
cute I
state
am.
has no reason to recall. The
I need
witness.
my picture to be right here so I can sit under it when I am in the court. Get rid of that man.
We're
On that
okay,
one,
Your Honor.
to be fair. I need to
Alright,
be here.
Abby, you
On
are,
that one.
You are good to step down for the
On that
box
one.
and,
That
you
one.
can,
Thank you, Your
leave
Honor.
Just get
or
rid
stay
of
in the
most of
gallery,
it.
whichever you please to do.
Alright, thank you, Your Honor.
They're not recalling for direct questioning. I wouldn't have let them go out of scope.
Right. State, do you have any other witnesses or exhibits, evidence you want to submit?
What you doing, State? What you doing?
The state would like to put on the record 2024 CM 201 for reference.
Oh.
2024 CM what?
201.
20.
You got that one, Your Honor?
Yes, I have to find it.
It's State of San Andreas versus Kiyoshi Ozaki.
You can post it to the docket, please, if you have it available, just to make it easier for me to find.
It would be
this way,
easier
also
to
defense
find.
can take a look at it as well.
No, I don't think
Yes,
it
Your
would
Honor. I will post. We have 2 more. I will post all 3 on the docket in a second. Yeah, 1 more.
Oh, they're getting the precedent. No, they both did very good. It was better than the other attorneys that do nothing. Although I do have to question this choice of clothing from Diana Frost. The suit is okay, but the shoes are a no for me, bro. Why are you wearing light up shoes in the court?
Go. Your Honor, I hope the court is satisfied with me not doing any extra CCs or anything. I have submitted the 3 case law.
You're fine on that. All right. Defense, you can take a moment here to look at those. I know they're late submissions. Take a look at those and let me know if you object to any of these.
Your Honor, we're not submitting them as evidence. We're just submitting them like for the record for consideration for the closing.
Yeah, these are all public knowledge, so.
Okay.
That one was mine. Oh, this one is a Winston Worth.
Defense wants you to have taken a look at them. Make sure to let me know you're ready again.
State rests, by the way, Your Honor.
Fantastic. We'll just give it a moment here for the defense to see anything on those.
Oh, this one is Moss. Oh, I argued this case. I am in so many. Too bad I never get to court. What old man? Oh, Mr. Jutta? Yeah, he is old like that. No more swearing in. Dang it. Hmm. He's in his prime. He mean his vampire girlfriend. Why is he on that wall twice? Look at him.
All right, so what we're going to do here, while we're waiting for defense, we're going to take a 5-minute recess, and we'll come back at 5 past the hour. So just give the defense some time here, okay? Meantime, we can also, since, yeah, we'll just wait there, okay? 5 past the hour.
I'm going to go back.
Hey guys, Freddie Robinson, attorney at law.
I would be careful identify myself as the attorney. Where did they went to? Did they went to in here? No, where did they go? Did they not leave? During the recess, we must change the clothes. Ah.
This is the first time I deal with case law here.
Give it a read over a little bit later, but first one is about Sonny's case about what failure to identify is, and if giving ID alone is failure to identify, that's moot if they don't have identification. So, like,
moot? What's moot?
Moot means doesn't fucking matter.
Oh, okay.
They're going to go
let's
guilty.
see. Let's see what they're trying to use on the second one. I would probably have, if people are identifying case law, I would probably ask for them to explain why this case law is relevant when they do it.
I will. I'm just reading. I want to give defense a time to get adjusted before I ask any questions, just so in case they have anything there,
Okay.
Because I don't want to.
Because this fucking car. Oh.
But I feel like if they're going to use case law, well, presented from the get go, that they're planning to use this.
Most of the time, it gets introduced as long as it's not introduced in. It's introduced during their case. It's fine. A lot of people tend to give it very late so that the other people don't have time to prepare.
Okay, I'm looking at the one for Line MA and I'm not sure about that one because this one's for attempted second-degree murder.
I'm sorry. Can you tell me what case you're looking at? I didn't hear.
The 2025 CM 126.
126. Hold on. It's probably related to identification, if I had to guess.
For attempted murder. Got found guilty.
Yeah. It's the assailants were unable to be arrested on scene and their clothing gave no unique identifier to go off of. Additionally, the only initial indicator that either a defendant was involved was a vehicle belonging to Lila May being present at the initial robbery scene. However, while the assailants were attempting to chase down and launch it, attested that he had fired his weapon, had struck both assailants, claiming that he did. So this is also kind of not that significant because I think they're trying to say that it's identification based off of car, and blood is equivalent to this situation where it's a plastic ID card and a car.
Yeah, but I don't see how this can fall under the failure to identify part. I mean, I can see the car they're using the car itself. So. Sonny, you should be proud of using your docket as case law. You should be very proud.
Okay.
Give it another minute, then we'll go back outside. That should be enough time for her to have read this, I guess. So we'll give her more than sufficient time. We give her like 10 minutes.
Is there anything you need to do right now, or we could talk about other shit while we're waiting?
We could do if you have. I mean, we could do 1 minute, 1 more minute, 2 more minutes if you have something really quick.
Yeah. Go ahead. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. Scope. I would generally, personally, interpret the scope from the prior line of questioning not to be what the question was, but any piece of facts that was brought up in that question. So she rambled on for a long time, including giving the identification, the license plate, and talked about creating a warrant. So both of the outside of scope objections I would have overruled.
Which I did, I believe.
I think you sustained.
Did I? Oh, yes, I sustained one of them because it was basically based on the
Mhm.
on the warrant itself. Okay, yes, okay, yeah, that one.
Mhm.
Oh,
It's not
okay,
that big of a
yes.
deal because we were just telling him just do it in direct. And I fucking hate that objection, honestly, because the way our courts work, like, all we're doing is wasting people's time. It barely gains us much.
Only if the defense did not call them to be witness.
Yeah.
They
That's the
did
only
add them.
time it would matter.
Add them to their witness as well. So I mean that's why I told her on the sidebar, just you can call her, you can call them as direct if you want.
Mm-hmm.
She
I
could
think
more
the
than
only
happy
time
could have
it's
done
used-
it.
Yeah. I think the only time it's useful is it's actually protective is
Listen, he asked
when it's
to ask
defense's witness.
Okay, what the heck? Okay.
God, she's obnoxious.
No, I understand. I mean, things that I mean, I feel bad for making that wrong objection there, but
No, it's really not that big of a deal. It's just something to clock for later,
yeah.
and it's not damaging because they have every ability to do that in direct. So
Yeah,
it's not like-
that's why I
Subjections
sustained
don't really
it.
matter.
That's why I sustained it is
Why do
because
you work
those
for a law
questions.
firm, Vance?
Oh, what the heck?
Excuse me, I will go and bailiff.
Yeah, okay.
Good.
Because James is your husband.
Hello there, excuse me, defense attorney. You are speaking very loud. Thank you.
Sorry.
Do it.
No, I know it's not my fault. At the end of the day, I mean, stay interested. I'm going to see if there's any objections to these three submissions. If not, I'm going to be like, okay, do you have any evidence or any witness you want to bring up? And then if not, if they rest, I'm just going to go straight in closing if they have time.
Okay.
All right,
While
let's
we're
go back
going-
outside.
Oh, we're good.
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
All right,
unless
let's
you have
go.
something else. Unless you have something.
No. Let's get this fucking taken care of
Alright.
because we're gonna have to do a breaking
Yep.
in later.
Yep. All right, Sunny, let's go.
I'll be rising the Honorable Magistrate Hamza Darwish, returning.
We're back in session. All right, defense. Did you have time to look over the three submissions by the state on the docket?
So was there more than the 3?
No, there was three that they posted on the
Okay.
docket. Do you have time to go over those?
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure I can't object to any of them because it's just being read in, correct?
Yes, you can object.
You can make a comment. You can make a comment on them. That's what I'm saying.
I'm just on the third one. I'm very confused on the scope they're trying to go to. It's an attempted murder charge and
Okay.
nothing about IDing.
Right. We just want to make sure that you went over them and that if you have any clarifying questions, we can those sorts it obviously. Right. Before we get to that, but do you have any other witnesses or evidence you want to submit defense?
Am I able to submit evidence right now if they don't object?
Do you have evidence that you put on the docket? Do you want to?
No.
Okay. No witnesses.
Negative.
All right. So are you resting at this time?
Yes.
Fantastic. All right. So before we get to potential closing here, State, I have a clarifying question here for you guys. Could you elaborate on these three dockets that you guys are putting as, I guess, case law?
They are for reference for closing.
Reference closing? Okay, fantastic. All right. Do you guys need time for closing?
The state does not.
Defense?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so you're... All right. If we are if both sides are resting, we, like as I stated before, the witness is released, obviously, if they want to go. All right, fantastic. If everyone's ready, State, you may begin your closing.
All All right. Your Honor, the court. I think despite a 3-page docket, this is pretty simple charges that we have here. It was testified on the stand that a traffic stop was made after a vehicle was going felony speed. The vehicle and driver then evaded after that. So the real question and the real arguments here have been identification. As the witness testified, due to the nature of the vehicle, tinted windows, etc., she wasn't able to get a physical look at the suspect, even though she did request for them to properly identify themselves and step out of the vehicle and remove any face covering. But the vehicle was registered in Freddie Robinson's name, the defendant. The ID, Freddie Robinson, was presented. But that is not the foundation for the identification here. There are other factors here. Factor number 1, the familiarity with the suspect. There's a huge difference between just identifying a stranger versus recognizing someone that you know and have priorly engaged with. Especially when there are social interactions that back this, such as the conversation that was testified to, where Freddie acknowledged Abby and she acknowledged him back. There was, though she recognized the voice, I understand we do not use that in court, but that along with the conversation, as the familiarity with the officer, and then as well as other factors that were multiple times squashed by the defense, where they wanted to focus on the fact that no physical features were seen. We also have the familiarity with the vehicle in question. Not only did the suspect was very familiar with the mechanics of the vehicle they were driving, enough to know that if they turned the engine off, the vehicle would not start again. Whether this was a lie or not, this is what was provided to the arresting officer on scene, and this factored into the identification, as well as the suspect intentionally evading officers, showing a guilty conscience. So all this together, totality of the factors, was enough for our officer to, beyond a reasonable doubt, as they testified, identify this suspect. Alternatively, we do have a charge of failure to identify, which is where we bring in the case law 2024 CM 2001. In this case law, the Honorable Sunny Day Hillier
Oh my god, that's
stated
me.
that it is the responsibility of the person to identify themselves. So though there was plenty of circumstantial evidence that solidified the officer's identification of the suspect, and she was able to positively ID him as Freddie Robinson, the suspect took measures to not fully identify himself. He provided an ID, which, as in the case law, Kiyoshi Okazaki also presented an ID, but refused to remove his mask. And so the officer, through facial recognition, could not positively ID them. Like in that situation, through other measures, the suspect was ID'd, but they still qualified as failure to ID. All this is to say, basically, at the end of the day, you know, if it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, and it's ducked. My co-counsel will present their case law, and then we'll be done with closing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay,
Yes, Your Honor. As co-counsel has testified here or said in closing, there is a lot of circumstantial evidence. And to quote the Honorable Brantford Winstonworth, The circumstantial nature of evidence does not, in and of itself, establish reasonable doubt, especially where alternative explanations have not been presented to the court and therefore are beyond the scope of consideration. The defense has made no argument to anything that would alleviate our line of questioning or our line of the story. They have not shown any evidence of cars being stolen, IDs being stolen, or an alibi for the time of the arrest, or of the time of the traffic. We would also point to the case law of 2025 CM 126, where the question of identification was also raised. In that case law, it was decided that sufficient circumstantial evidence is enough to identify a target on scene, even if no clear visual facial recognition was. With that, Your Honor, we would ask that the court find the defendant guilty on all charges. Thank you.
All right, defense.
It was good closing.
Okay, begin.
Stop asking permission and just start.
Yeah, let's go on.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this case comes down to something very simple. The statement of facts doesn't line up with the evidence that was submitted. The report confidentially tells you the vehicle plate was NO MAD, clean, clear, certain. But when we examine the radar capture, the actual evidence plate reads N0 MAD with a 0, not a no. That may sound minor, but in a case built entirely on identification, minor details are major problem. We're
He
not
owns both
in the
cars,
business of
dummy.
close enough. If the state wants you to rely on the plate tie to a specific LG RH7 to a specific person, then it has to be exact, not approximate. And it does not stop there. The statement of facts offers no physical description of the driver, no height, no build, no clothing, no distinguishing characteristics, no tattoos, no facial hair, nothing. Not a single physical feature today was mentioned tying a human being to that steering wheel. So we're left with a plate discrepancy and a 0 descriptive evidence. That's not strong evidence. That's assumption layered on assumption, along with officers mentioning of no positive ID of Mr. Robinson. The state's narrative sounds confident, but confidence is not proof. When the plate in the report doesn't match the plate in the evidence, and when there is no physical description to independently identify the driver, what you're left with is uncertainty. And uncertainty in a criminal courtroom has a name: reasonable doubt. Thank you.
Fantastic.
That was very lackluster.
We will come back here at 1:30. That will be basically 13 minutes. So due to the limitation of the storm and everything, so I don't want to delay too much. So 13 minutes where we come back with the verdict.
Your Honor,
Yes.
Sorry, we were just talking amongst each other. We would object to basically the entire closing statement from defense as it raised points that have been not established at trial, and therefore assumes facts not an evidence.
Which points?
The fact that the license plate is wrong.
Yeah, that was not properly brought up to trial, where state had a chance to argue or question the full statement that was made.
Defense has brought up no evidence that this is a 0 in the license plate. All the entire argument of theirs has just been, oh, this is a 0, and just assumed it as a fact without proving any evidence, such as showing a comparison license plate.
Okay, is that all?
That's all, Your Honor.
One moment here. All right, defense, do you have anything on that?
No.
No? Fantastic. At so basically 11 minutes, I will be right back with my verdict.
Interesting. I will go back because I get to announce coming out. But I need to go outside and take out my puppy. I mean, there's
So it's
never.
kind of, I'm going to be honest with you, looking at
There
the
was.
evidence. I'm looking at the evidence here. I can't even determine whether this is a 0 or anything like that, to be honest.
I can't either. That would have been a really useful question to have answered.
Exactly. But they didn't ask it on direct, so I can't really use that.
Yeah. In the
That's-
future, that was absolutely something that you could have allowed them to answer in that moment.
I know, but I felt like that was more of a direct question. Than,
Yeah, we need to not be sticklers about that in the way that our court works.
yeah, I
Honestly.
understand. Yeah, that's on me. I apologize. I'll keep that for the future reference.
It's not that big a deal, but
Fair to identify based on what Tony stated here and on her ruling. I kind of I am seeing that yes, because even though they passed an ID, that they're not fully identifying themselves. I have to double check the penal code, the definitions to see that. That one actually says.
I like the shadow picture.
Failure to identify oneself while being detained or reason or unreasonable suspicion and after being lawfully requested to reveal it. Based on Abby's testimony, she did ask them to get out of the car to get out of the car and everything to and she provided ID. So I feel like he didn't fully identify himself. What
yeah,
do
but
you
who is
think?
he?
Yeah, Freddy.
But is he identified?
He showed ID, yes. But he didn't possess basically, but he didn't fully identify himself based on this case law that he presented.
Okay.
Just
Are you finding that you think that the identification that they gave, which is familiarity, registered owner, and the plastic ID, to be sufficient to identify for all the crimes?
I am going to be
that's what-
honest
that's what
with
I'm
you.
getting
I
here.
would.
So that's what I'm trying to get at here. So I'm just putting the story together here. It's basically like he basically provided ID. The officer wanted to get him out of the car to properly identify him, from what I gathered. But and also the auto of the vehicle come back to him.
Mhm. That's the main question.
Yeah, and then basically him answering to the name Freddy. I mean, anyone could lose the answer. Like, if someone called me Jack, I'd be like, yeah, hello. You know, and police officers are very identifiable. You know, people know police officers because they get arrested, they don't get arrested,
Mhm.
right? Voice, I'm not going to even take that. I'm not going to consider that. I'm not going to consider that
yeah.
at all.
For our purposes, we can use voice for RS and PC, but nothing
Yes.
else.
So based on the auto and the identification, will I I don't see I don't see the I'm a little iffy with that one. That's why I'm a little iffy with that one, especially with the case law that's brought up as well. That an ID, just showing ID is not enough, right? But based on the circumstances here, with the auto of the vehicle and the communication back and forth with the driver and the police officer, I would say that should I feel like that was sufficient enough right there, at least in my opinion. I understand you're not trying to persuade me here of my answer. I'm just telling you my thoughts on this. I just want to know your thoughts.
So okay, restate that back to me because I'm hearing two different things.
So-
Do you believe that there is sufficient identification? Yes or no?
In this circumstance, uh, I do, because the auto of the vehicle plus the communication back and forth, we can use that as RS, right? And the ID came back, so like all those together you could identify them.
Can an ID be stolen?
Yes.
Can a car be stolen?
Yes.
That wasn't
Is it
argued.
possible that an ID can be in a car?
Oh yeah, just remembered here. They did state that if you turn the car off, you couldn't turn back on. So that could show that the car was in fact stolen. I forgot that point right there. I don't remember if you remember that point right there.
Mhm.
Because it's more fun and they win more.
That is fucking Magnus. What the fuck?
So okay, so I forgot that point right there. I forgot that point right there when you mentioned the car stolen. I forgot that point slipped my mind right there. With that point in mind, so yes, I would change. Yeah, I would go based on yes, that is fair to identify, especially him stating that if you turn the car off, and you could, and then if you turn the car off, you won't be turned back on. That shows indication that the car could be possibly stolen. And based on the ID presided and the car and everything, and based on the case law that he mentioned in their closing as well, I could see that being the failure to identify themselves.
Okay. I'm gonna return back. Are we saying that the information provided sufficiently identifies Freddie Robinson at that traffic stop?
I would say no.
Okay. Can a person be found guilty of failure to identify if we cannot confirm they are the person that failed to identify?
Yes.
How?
Because even though they're showing us an ID, because the ID could be stolen, like you stated.
Okay.
Uh,
So we're saying that we do not have enough to say that Freddie Robinson was on that scene. But we are saying that the person who was on that scene who gave an ID and failed to identify is Freddie Robinson, and so is guilty. Do you see the problem?
yeah, but that, I mean, I still haven't made my verdict on the evading itself, right?
Okay.
This was a tricky one. I
Sure.
forgot. I
Yeah,
got
go
this.
ahead.
I
Yeah,
hate that
don't
you have to
panic.
go through this. No,
Yeah, no.
the stuff you have to go through, all the semantics and everything.
Yeah,
I didn't
I would
expect you
start
guys
with
to
the
go through
fucking
this.
basics. Can we
Yes.
identify that this person is there? That is the main fucking point. If you cannot identify that this person was on the scene, you cannot convict him of the crimes, any of the crimes.
Of course, that of course. So I'm gonna go from here. Excess speeding first class, obviously, because they clocked him doing. Let me check the speed again. Doing 123 in a 45 zone. So that's excessive for first class. She got out of the car. Basically, he basically screamed, "Is that Abby?" And then he basically, he responded to the name Freddy. Did not get the window down, but so I don't understand how she got the idea if the window was closed. Confusing there. And then basically told her to get back in the car and then evaded. So he had full intentions to evade, basically, right there, based on that. If from testimony and from the indictment, and that was argued in court as well. So I feel like right there is fine, and then the failure to identify. Basically, what they're saying is
I think what she is saying is, does she, and that is the important
I
part, is there
like
sufficient
how you
evidence
twisted
to
this, by the way.
identify
I like
him
how you twisted
as
this.
being the driver on that scene?
Start with the
Is
basics.
the
That's what I
vehicle
said.
registered the
That's
owner?
the speed, excessive speed in first class. Dead right, right there, right. That was excessive speed in first class finding. That's right there. I'm not saying that he's guilty.
She's
That doesn't
leaning
say that,
towards no.
but
I
that is
would
the charge right there,
say
right?
yes.
Yeah, if we could
Yeah,
identify this
yes.
is the situations. Yes. Okay,
Yes.
I got you. Mhm.
The evading arrest, obviously, him, the person telling Abby to get back in the car and intentionally evading, whatever, 100% evading. It didn't in fact evade. Defense tried to argue Brady because the limit is 10 and she stated 5. I'm not good. That's not I'm not good. I'm like, no, we're not going to argue that shit. Uh so right there is evading 100%. So we have the speeding and we have the speeding and we have the evading.
Winnie
100% they did all that
disagrees.
stuff, right? Now we have to prove right now if they didn't, if we now can 100% in fact positively agree
That it is
feel
sufficient.
positively
And that one is
there or
iffy.
not.
That one is personal.
Out of the vehicle came back to Freddie Robertson, as the evidence showed. The registered owner of the vehicle came back to him. The ID came back to him. Based on the interaction between the two, I would say guilty on evading and guilty on excess speeding, but not guilty on failure to identify.
Explain
think-
that to me.
Lady Becker disagrees.
Why I'm finding him guilty on those two and not guilty on the failure?
Mhm.
So the guilty part and excess speeding first class, obviously the pulled over the vehicle. They pulled over the vehicle to 123 in a 45. That's felony speeds. The interaction between the two, based on obviously interactions with PD and how and how she even testified to basically her interaction is usually with Freddy.
Okay.
You could use
That
as well.
interaction, if I recall, that interaction was, "Hi, Freddy," and then it was, "Hi," whatever her name was. Yeah, Abby.
Yes,
Was there anything else in that conversation that she said?
that's what I'm double checking right now.
It is a choice. It could be either. You could say not guilty because they have not properly identified the suspect. But
She said hello, Freddy, and he said hi, Abby.
I would say it is then impossible to
Is
ever
that a
identify
distinctive
somebody.
conversation?
I'm looking through the. I'm just looking through the. Let me look through more here. Provide the ID. Then they asked if there's familiar with the if they're familiar with the individual. She said yes. I mean, that could mean anything. Bodies could be familiar with a lot of people.
Yeah.
So here
gonna
we
give-
need. So here we need to figure out if he did positively ID himself, right?
That is the most important question.
So the only thing we could do right now, the only thing we have right now that we have within evidence and testimony is ID was provided, came back to Freddie Robinson, registered owner came back to Freddie Robinson. In this circuit, obviously
It
obviously
all
Freddie's
hinges
circumstances are different
on
when
the
she found the person
identification of
guilty
the
on that one.
suspect
That
in
circumstance
question.
is different, obviously.
If he is
But you're
identified,
basically
then
saying if
yes
they
to
fail
all
to,
the
but
charges.
if
If you
saying
believe it is
they fail to
insufficient
identify,
for
that means
identification, then no.
you're basically saying that if they fail to identify, that means these charges are not guilty because you cannot positively ID them.
I think that there is a universe in which someone can be charged with failure to identify, and they didn't personally identify.
Yes, but not in this
But
case.
that they were identified through other things. The case that they pointed to, for instance, one of the case law that they pointed to was Hazel Rossi, who was identified, who did not get identified on the scene, but was identified by car and blood, which is
That's-
something that can't be stolen and can't be changed.
So that's another circumstance. Here is ID and car, which is not enough because if you're risky saying that they failed to identify, okay, well, how did you know it was him? How do you know it's him though?
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Do you have doubt?
I do have doubt, yes, with this one.
Okay. Is this beyond a reasonable doubt that this was Freddie Robinson and not someone else?
To be honest, no, I don't believe this was Freddie Robertson.
Yeah.
Probably was, to be honest, but
It probably was, yes.
But with the evidence and
probably was.
everything that was provided today, I don't. There isn't. Without a doubt, I cannot. find him guilty.
There's a lot of times where we will be in a case and we will be like, I am pretty sure this person fucking did it, but there's not enough.
Yes. Of course. I mean, if there's other means, like how they identify them, like, you know, if he rolled out the window and she saw the hair or something, because how did you know he matched the?
I can give you some examples of one that I could point to in regards to familiarity. I don't think that is not possible. For instance, I saw a police interaction between a person who was masked and another person, and the person that was masked, who they were trying to identify, started talking about a house sale that they had mutually been involved in, that they had information on, and or the arrangement of that was still pending. That sort of thing is really unique in a conversation that you could absolutely use to try to move that forward. But the only thing that was testified to is that she said hi, his name, and anyone could be like, yeah, that's me. Like, and there's plenty of people that know police, especially convicted criminals like he is. It's so
I mean, to be honest, I mean, Reese did not do a very good job, but I'm gonna be honest with her. She did try.
she did. No, that was the most that they could pull together.
But I just don't think there's enough here, to be honest, to convict him.
Okay. I am gonna say, we're a little bit past your time, but I'm gonna tell you right now, you should write something down before you go out there. Be it bullet points or whatever.
I'm doing that right now. I'm just proofreading it before I read it to you.
Okay, do that.
Yes, it's either all not guilty or all guilty. It is a tough choice because I think there can be, if they would have explored especially her knowledge and familiarity, it would have been easier. That looks
So what do you
terrible.
think of this? Upon review of the evidence and testimony, the state, sorry, upon reviewing the evidence presented, the state failed to establish sufficient proof that the defendant was positively identified at the scene. As the testimony did not provide a reliable or independent identification by Abby, and no evidence was placed. No evidence conclusively placed Freddy at the location of the alleged offenses. The court further notes that the reasonable possibility that the identification presented could have been stolen, and that the vehicle in question may have been stolen, consistent with the driver's statement that turning the vehicle off and turning it off would prevent it from being restarted. According to the state, has not mentioned the burden of proof beyond the reasonable doubt, and the charges are dismissed. And I find the defendant not guilty on all charges.
Okay, that'll work.
Is that good?
I would clarify that there's going to be
A more in-depth one, yes.
Yeah, a more in-depth one, because this is something where we're going to have to go over some specific things, including case law, talking about the arguments that were brought up, but for time. Yep. Okay.
Sorry, I'm just going to tweak something real quick. 1 moment
Yes,
here.
they didn't bring
Sure.
it up. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you being ready?
Nearly there.
You want me to go?
Fucking
go?
get study.
I'm going. I'm announcing. I'm just kidding.
Sonny, I love you.
Oh my god, I love you. I don't remember. Did I change clothes again?
I'm going to read this. I'm
You
going
did,
to
yeah.
read this again. Upon review of the evidence presented, the state failed to establish sufficient proof that the defendant was positively ID'd on the scene.
Oh shit. We're going to wear the. Oh no. Yeah, we're going with this one.
According to the state, accordingly, the state has not met the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt with the court's finding the defendant not guilty on all charges. Good? Good?
Yeah, that'll work.
Fantastic. And I will make sure there'll be a more in-depth ruling.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Oh, the police are going to be mad at me.
All rising, court now back in session. Honorable Magistrate Hamza Darwish, please return.
Sorry for the delay. I know I said 30. I was 12 minutes late. I'm sorry. So I'm going to make a quick ruling here. I'll put more in-depth ruling on the docket, just for the sake of time. So, upon review of the evidence presented, the state failed to establish sufficient proof that the defendant was positively identified at the scene. Testimony did not provide a reliable or independent identification by Abby, and no evidence conclusively placed Freddy at the location of alleged offenses. The court further notes that the reasonable possibility that the identification presented could have been stolen, and that the vehicle in question may have been stolen consistent with the driver and testimony provided by Abby that if the vehicle was turned off, it would prevent it from being restarted. Accordingly, the state has not met its burden of proof without a reasonable doubt. With that, the court finds the defendant not guilty on all charges. The defendant could have his bail returned. That is my ruling for today. Thank you. If you have any questions, please
Thank you,
meet me in
Your
the
Honor.
corner.
It was tough. It could have went either way. It was a choice to be either all guilty or all not guilty. Nothing in between could be.
Understandable. That was perfect. I felt like you kind of took things at the right pace. We talked about scope and how I kind of would prefer that be done. So we've got that. That is on her for not fucking bringing that shit back up, but yeah, if a topic is brought up or a fact is brought up, it's open season to ask questions about.
Let me
One
see what
thing.
this Policia want.
Hey, go ahead.
What are you wanting, Policia?
I was gonna ask if you want me to usher everyone out of here due to the time constraints before the storm.
Oh, yes, please. Victim leave.
Alrighty. Alright, if you're not within the judiciary, I'm gonna have to ask you to politely leave.
Sidebar with the judge. Or can I approach?
You are need to approach the judiciary?
Yes.
That is up to them. Let me see.
Huh?
You want defendant approach it?
If it's about the case, I would rather have his lawyer and all lawyers here. If it's about the case.
The case is
Yeah, the guess is
Just a
over. It is probably about the bell return or
Oh.
whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
You can
It's
call
okay.
their cell phone.
I
app.
appreciate you
Yes,
guys.
you may
Thank you.
come over to here.
It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. I appreciate you.
Okay, perfect. I changed my mind. You cannot come over to here.
Okay. So
See you later.
this
Have this holiday.
you stated. I don't know if you're done. They gave me feedback around. Sorry.
We can continue talking. What's your question?
So you mentioned obviously the scope itself, and she could have brought up a direct. So how do you approach that for future reference? Like how do you when you go like it's overruled or sustained kind of thing?
Sonny, correct me if you have a different opinion on this, but my personal opinion is that it's not about what questions are asked; it's about what facts are presented or opinions.
Okay.
In the testimony too. So if the lawyer asks, what happened that day, and they decide to ramble through the entire fucking incident is open. And she did do that. She walked all the way from traffic stop all the way through to writing the warrant.
Okay.
They talked about identifying, they talked about running the plates. The plates are now open for question because think about it this way. Cross is about challenging things that were spoken of before.
Yes.
About confirming or clarifying, God, fucking hate that word, things that were brought up. So if something was brought up before, even by the person testifying, we can't let that stand untested. The defense has the right to challenge facts or anything that's being presented to the court.
Okay.
And we're especially kind of a little loosey-goosey on this because the way that our courts work, we don't have a jury. We don't do multi-day shit. The only real reason why we would want to control scope is just to keep people from being buck wild about shit.
Okay.
And then the only other thing that I can think of that it's very important on is if the defendant is a dipshit and wants to testify for themselves. A lot of times when that happens, the defense will pick very specific, tiny questions to ask so that the scope is not open for the state to ask past what they ask.
Okay.
That's when scope is very important. But for fucking police testimony, it really doesn't matter. We're not going to ask them about their breakfast. We're not going to ask them about other shit that wasn't talked about at all. But if it's in the general scope of what we've been talking about, be kind on it.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Because I just rambled for fucking forever.
It kind of doesn't make sense. I mean, with experience, I will get So I was just curious what you meant by that particularly. Okay, if you want to continue your feedback.
I think the thing that I would recommend that you kind of concentrate on next, I notice sometimes that when someone tells you something, the most recent thing seems to stick loudest in your head. And that can create a possibility for bias that I think you should kind of consider and weigh, especially when we are so heavy on testimony for the prosecution and defense rarely testifies. It's probably a good idea to kind of figure out a good way to think through things, maybe even on paper, whatever works best for you. I know when I was early on, something that I did to kind of sort out my thoughts is that I would take, the statute that we are considering, I would put it at the top of my document, and I would put the elements of it just underneath it, where I would kind of take notes, so I can be like, okay, 1, did we identify? 2, was there an action that matches this statute? 3, was there an intent that we can infer from what they did or what they said that says that they were meaning to do this?
Learning time.
And then, like, if it's like a specific intent one, you get into the gritty parts of like, was it, was the thing that they stole over $10,000 worth? Was the thing that they were stealing on government property? And that way, as those facts kind of come in, you can just plug them into that list for yourself, so that it's harder for things to get lost and harder for you to get confused.
Yeah. I would say what you said. That you don't think about the most recent link.
Mm-hmm.
Good work. I am leaving.
That one.
Goodbye, Sunny.
Oh my god, I look so cute.
That would have been the same crossroads.
Yeah.
Her father is my new best friend, by the way.
Yeah, my dad's the goat. I love that guy.
Who's your dad?
Oh,
Hi,
hello
Sonny.
there.
My dad's Jack Valentino.
Sonny, do you
Hello.
know
I don't think
who
I've met him.
controls the PDO opt-in reimbursement stuff? Is that Montana?
Probably.
Montana, yeah.
I don't know. He hasn't paid me back for something like 3 weeks ago. So I wonder if I have the wrong bank account number.
Did you
Sonny?
email him?
No. He
Don't ask
scares
me. I don't know how to do it.
Sonny, you changed.
Yeah, I always change the card.
Alright, I appreciate you guys.
I change it
I'ma go.
after every assist.
Yeah, I'm also gonna go to bed.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Oh
Thank
my
you
god, me
guys.
too.
Sonny,
see
what
you
would have
next
your
time when I
court
win
case
again.
been?
I feel like we're all gonna go to bed in about 9 minutes.
are.
But,
Yeah.
See you guys. Thank you, Reese.
No worries.
Bye.
What would my
Bye.
ruling have been?
Yeah.
It would have been the same. It was very close.
The
It all
actual
hinged
plate
on whether
was-
or not. I don't care about the plate. The plate does not matter. It is about the sufficient identification. Listen, I knowing you know he having the same cars, the same plates pretty much. The 0 and the O, very impossible
I
to tell
know.
the difference. Both cars are registered to him. That is not something that the court is stupid in going to entertain. I'm not going to be like, oh my god, it was not his car, it's somebody else.
I mean, if somebody else had the car and 0 MAD, it would have been an argument.
Yes, but no.
It'd
Didn't
be
happen.
entertaining if one group had a car, like 8 cars that were similar with like a 0 and O in different spots. That'd be an interesting court case, wouldn't it?
No, I don't think so. I would not want to partake.
No, how have you been though?
I've been Sonny.
It
Very
was a
busy.
toss-up throwing him on the stand. I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna put him up there.
You didn't. Alright, were you still being at the same court that I was? I didn't see him be on the stand.
No, I mean, no, putting him on the, for questioning for cross. I was like, screw it. It's not, routine, but I'm gonna send him up there. And he was questioning Abby.
Oh, yes, he can ask some questions, I guess.
I mean,
Up to him.
if he gets a contempt of court, that's on him. He can pay his fine and go to jail for it.
Maybe.
No. I think there was an argument on both sides on that one. I think the officer kind of screwed herself into a hole with how she was answering certain questions.
I would tell you that if there would have been more in-depth questioning about her familiarity with the defendant,
We would have
it
lost
would
on
have
that.
been different.
Yeah.
Because there were elements to identify, but the court found that what was presented was insufficient to affirm the identification beyond a reasonable doubt. But like I said, I feel like if it was further explored and established the relationship in history, how well is she knowing this person, that could have been used as circumstantial evidence to strengthen the identification.
Yeah, I think I'm still getting used to court and experience. Like, this is only, my second trial. I kind of rushed that
I want
trial
to
because I'm
punch.
heading, out of the state for an extended period of time, which STA would have expired out. I wonder how that outcome would have been if the state had more time to prep or if they would have questioned differently. Did you notice the second chair didn't show up?
What's second chair?
Draz. He's a paralegal with DOJ, but he was listed as second chair.
Oh, well, sometimes in the scheduling, at least
he
one
was-
chair can be showing up.
Have you ever had it that DOJ just doesn't show up?
I feel like the Department of Justice was present today. Two
Oh,
of
they
them.
were. I know. Have you ever seen has any of your courtrooms had DOJ not show up?
I don't recall.
Oh man. The spicy court. Alrighty. Well, I appreciate you as always. Yeah.
Be careful out there. Very rainy. Very stormy.
I think I might sleep in the lobby, if that's okay
No.
with you.
Trespassing. This is not for sleeping.
Okay,
You
I
sleep
won't
outside in the
sleep.
grass.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night, Sunny.
All right, let's see. Anybody here? Let me put this up so it's not just a black screen. Oh shit. This one. We just put that one up. Actually, we put that one up. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. I never use. Let me find somebody to raid. If there anybody. Stormy shit. Cause I got shit to do. Oh, I got to put in my warrant. Nice. It's Marshy, Mr. Cortez. LTZ Marshy. Let's go say hello to Mr. Cortez. Fucking shit. Is it ITZ? Oh my god, why can't I do it? MARSHY. There we go, I figured it out. Okay, let's go, Raiden. Thank you for hanging out and for keeping me company and have the both average night and the sunny day. I have to go take care of my puppy.